bad. Actually not bad. Actually kind of weirdly. Spirit Lake, yeah.
They had all the 32 meters by this game.
Is there a game tonight?
Mm-hmm.
Who do you guys play?
That's not
Brit.
So yeah, we're gonna go buy you get your balloon now.
Is it here or there?
It's here. You get the replacement balloons for $2.
The muck.
I don't know if we're gonna have it though.
Want to put some words on
I
there?
heard some storm.
It's like custom word. Oh yeah, money. That's what we're doing. Yep. Oh yeah, we'll be in contact. Alright. Okay. Oh jeez, this is none of your stuff. Alright, today, I will give you some time after lunch day where you can work on your assignment. What do we have due tomorrow?
Page 10 and
Page
13.
Page 10 and page 13. That's the adding and subtracting problems. Those are due tomorrow, okay? I'll give you some time at the very end of class. It'll be after lunch today, where you can just kind of work on that, so you have some free time. I know some people got started last time, but you didn't have a lot of time to work. So I'll give you some time for that today. But today, we have some new notes before lunch. We have to learn how to multiply. Or at least review how to multiply, because some of you probably are pretty good at it. That's what we're going to do today. Now, the reason why I say multiplication for today is because you need to know how to add before you multiply. Because adding is literally one of the things in the middle of your problem. Alright, now, I know that some people will learn how to add differently than I have. I think, what do you guys call it? Lattice method?
Yeah.
Scaffolding? I don't know what they call it. Is it lattice? Okay, that is different than I have ever learned it. So, that's fine. That's a learning progress. So I will put it on the board to show you kind of what you've learned, and then I'll show you what I've learned, and you can pick whatever one you prefer. So, because it will not offend me. I want the one that works for you. That's what I want. I'll even show you how to do it with pickup sticks if you've ever seen that method, which is pretty funny. So, alright, so we are on section 1.5 today. We are going to review how to multiply whole numbers. Multiply whole numbers. That's what we're going to talk about today. Now, if you're gone, I think like Beth, you were gone last Friday. I think the video is online. You can always watch out what we talked about. Video is like it's extremely long because I think it had the lunch period. I forgot to turn off the camera, so we went to lunch. It was just really dark, and then we came back and the lights turned on. And we continued. So my bad. Okay, whole numbers today. We are going to talk about the different methods of how to multiply. We're going to talk about the different methods. It's one of our major concepts before lunch. We are also going to talk about vocabulary terms, not in any particular order. So we will talk about vocab terms. So that way you know. I don't mind what method you're going to choose today, but we got to make sure that you are comfortable so you get the right answer compared to your neighbor. That's all I care about. Okay, and then we'll do a few examples. That's what we're going to do. Okay? After that, after lunch, like I said, I will give you time where you can work on the previous assignment that was due. That homework was page 10, page 13. That is due tomorrow. Homework due Wednesday. Was page 10 and page 13. Is that correct? Yeah. Okay, so those are the ones that are due tomorrow. Okay. I'm not going to put the page numbers because they're over there. Alright. Any questions with our plan of attack today? Perfect. Alright, let's jump in. I'm going to go a little out of order. Let's do vocab terms here first. Let's do those. Okay, multiplication. How we multiply numbers, right? The basic vocab terms for multiplying. Some of the words that people are not familiar with. The product of. That's quote unquote what the book loves to use. That's their most favorite term that they like to use for multiplying. Find the product of this number and this number. It means to multiply. They can use the old-fashioned term where everyone just says times, 6 times 2, that type of thing. Or multiply by. So these are the terms I want you to know. Alright, does everyone feel comfortable with those basic three? There's only 3. sometimes they'll say like double a number or triple a number. Those are very, very specific like examples. So let me put a dash line here. They could say like double your number or triple it or quadruple. Double means to take it times 2, triple times 3, that type of thing. Okay, now multiplication is pretty straightforward. You know, whatever your number is, you're going to take it times another number and you set it to whatever method you want. Let me give you one little hint here, okay? 3 times 2. Okay? Notice the symbol in the middle. He's a little X, correct? How many people have seen that little time symbol? Yeah, they've used this since elementary days. In this class, you can see this. It could be written with a dot. Same thing. Dot means same thing. It means to multiply. Your book tends to use that one. The reason why they do this, because up here, it looks like you have an X for a variable, like an algebra class. So we tend to avoid that. Sometimes they'll use parentheses. Means the same thing. You're multiplying 3 times 2. They could have parentheses around both. It doesn't matter. You are still multiplying. Those are the different methods they could show you in your book. So you just got to get used to that. Okay, it means to multiply. Now, most people know multiplication. You just have to have your basic facts done. You know, 3 times 2 is 6. The reason why. When you're taking 3 times 2, you are literally adding 3 plus itself. That's what 3 times 2 means. That whatever the top number is, you're going to add it this many times to itself. That's what multiplication really means. That's why you're getting 6. That's why when you see it sometimes, people don't understand that. You'll see people like counting with their fingers, because what they're literally doing is they're adding with their fingers, you know, that number so many times in a row, and they're keeping track in their head how many times have they added that top number. Okay, they've added it a few times. Alright, does that make sense? Like how some people do it? In this class, to be successful at adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, you just have to have the basic facts down. Like what I expect you to be able to do is to multiply numbers, at least multiply numbers through tens. So that's what I want to make sure of. So, you know, 1 times 1, 1 times 2, 1 times 3, and then 2 times 1, 2 times 2, 2 times 3, so on and so forth. 3 times 1, 3 times 3, 3 times 2, 3 times 3. And, you know, you keep going down these lists where you go through tens. If you can do that and you have those memorized, those just simple facts, where you know 3 times 4 is 12, you just know that off the top of your head, it'll make you better at multiplying and also better at just division in general, if you have those basic facts. That's something that you can control. It just takes memory. It just takes practice. I remember when I was in elementary school, that's all we did for weeks. You'd have a partner and you do flashcards and you try to memorize and you try to do speed. I think they did, God, what do they call it? Is it rocket math?
Yeah.
In school, where they have you do like these big sheets of paper and you just try to see how many you can pound out in like a minute or something like that. I hated doing that. I remember doing it when I was in school. It's just how good are you at memorizing? That's all it is. It's memorization facts. Okay? So if you can do that, you'll be fine in here, because it's kind of a rare chance we ever have to go through numbers that are, you know, huge, but if you know the single digit numbers, you're usually fine. Alright, now let's talk about these methods for multiplying, because I want to talk about there is different strategies. So, for instance, taking a number like 23 times 4, you know, like that type of situation. This is where lattice method or scaffolding or whatever you call it comes into play. Because the top number, you make these little boxes, right? Where this number is a 23, right? You make this little column going down. And then over here you have the number 4, so that's by itself. And then you can start multiplying. And how this works is you draw lines that go diagonal if you need to. Okay? Because each of these numbers has a box that's attached to it. Okay, there's a box below each of these, there's a box going this way, and diagonals go that way. Okay, and then all you do is you just multiply. What's 3 times 4?
12.
12. Okay. What's 2 times 4? 8. 0, 8. And now that you're done, you just add diagonally. That's what the diagonals are. You add those columns up. So this adds to make what? 2. This adds to make 9, this adds to make 0, and so your number is 92. Like, that's the answer you get. Most people are very, very good at that with the lattice. To me, that is a mess. It's a mess because I don't like drawing diagonal lines. It requires that you have skill in drawing boxes. I have horrible artistic talent, so I don't like doing that. What I like to do is you call it column method. You multiply like this. You stack the first number, you stack the second number. Here's the best part about multiplying when you do it by column method. You don't have to line up decimals. You don't. It's not like adding and subtracting. You don't have to. You just multiply. And I do one number at a time. This is how it works. So what's 3 times 4?
12.
12. The second number carries over just like adding. 4 times 2?
8.
8. Add the top number.
9.
That's how it works. Still 92. You just carry numbers over. You multiply. That's all you do. You just multiply. And then when a number carries over, you add that number when you need to. That's how column method works. I could teach you how to do it with pickup sticks. Okay? So the number 23. Okay, so the number 23, I'm gonna use, how many people have actually played the game Pickup Sticks? Everyone, you never heard of this game? I remember, it was old, my grandparents had it at their place when I was really young. And it's basically this, imagine like a Pringles can, right? Pringles can of chips. But inside that can, there was a bunch of plastic sticks that look like chopsticks, okay? And what you do is you take, and they're all different colors, there's just 100 different colors, and there's one stick in there that's black. And what you do is you take the can and you dump it over, and so all the sticks fall at the bottom and they all like are crisscrossing all over the place like this, right? They're just crossed, they fall on the floor, they're doing this type of thing. What you do is the first person to go, they have to find the black stick, and you have to somehow take your stick and flip the sticks off one at a time so that you don't disturb the whole pile. So you go, like, you try to find where the top stick is, and so you're taking this little black one, you're like, this one, let's see which one looks like it's on top. It's this stick right here. This stick is on the top of all of them. So you try to put your little stick underneath it, and then you like flip it up in the air so it flies off the pile without disturbing any of the ones below it. If you disturb any ones below it, you take the stick and you put it back, and the next person has to go. And so it takes like dexterity, it takes like super precision skill. You can't have shaky hands or anything like that. I just remember playing that when I was a kid. It's stupid. It wastes like 20 minutes of your time, but when you get in a heated game, when all the sticks are like perfectly like gridlocked together, it takes some time to actually get good at it. Okay, now the reason why I bring this up, you can multiply using pickup sticks. The number 23 is a 2, 2 sticks, and 3 sticks. Correct? That's 23. The number 4 is the second number. Those go this way. 4. Okay, and then what you do is you add. You add. So the number that you're going to have is going to be a 2-digit. How I know that? Why I separated the 23, there's like a little gap between it, because it's literally telling you how many numbers you have. It's a 2-digit number. That's what you're looking at. 2 digits. Okay, the back number, you add up where the pickup sticks actually cross. How many crossings are there? There's 12 there. There's 12 actual crossings. So the back number will be a 2, because it's 12, and you carry the 1 over to the next column, and you add these together. That's 8 plus 1 is 92. That's where the crossings happen. It's literally multiplying with sticks in your hand without having to think about it. So if it's a 2-digit number, it carries over to the next column, and then you add those, and you add whatever stick you carried over. Does that make sense how you do it? Some people are really good at like visually like adding like that. It's kind of weird, especially, this is the weirdest system when you see it with like 3-digit numbers and like really big, because you have all these sticks crossing, you're trying to count and all that good stuff. So I'll try to show you that here in a little bit. Okay, let's go back and let's try a bigger number now. Let's try like a 2-digit and a 2-digit number. Okay, so I'll let you guys pick a number. Any 2-digit number you like. 8?
88.
Oh, 88, okay, 88. And let's pick another 2-digit number.
25.
25, alright. We're gonna multiply these now. This is gonna be big, right? 2-digit times 2-digit, it's gonna be huge. Okay, so we're gonna do it by lattice method. And then we'll do it by a column, and then we'll do it by pickup sticks, and we'll see if we can get the right answers involved in this. Okay, it's gonna be pure pandemonium. Alright, so let's let's try this. I don't know if the pickup sticks will work. I haven't done this for a while. Okay, so here we go. So multiplying these numbers out, let's do the little grid method here. So 88 has two numbers, 25 has two numbers. All right, so there we go. So here's 88, here's 25, right? That's how they write it. They write it down. Drawing diagonal lines. Okay, there you go. And I think some people like they make the tails go longer. It's fine. It doesn't really matter. Okay, now what we do is we just multiply each number in each box, and it should be a two-digit number when you do this, so you write down the numbers in the box. That's how it works. So, what is 8 times a 2?
That's 16.
16, okay. 8 times a 2 again?
16.
16, alright, so there's that. That's 8 times 2. Alright, so those are those numbers. Let's go down to the bottom row now. 8 times 5? 40. That's a terrible 4. It's 40. Alright, 8 times 5? 40. And now you just add up the diagonals. So the back number will be a 0 for sure. This will add up to make 10. 6 plus 4 plus 0, that's 10. And carry the 1 to the next column. That's 2 plus 6 is 8 plus 4 is 12. Carry the 1 to the next column. 1 plus 1 is 2. So this would be your answer. Okay, it'd be 2,200. Okay, there's that. Okay, is that how most of you do that?
Mm-hmm.
You do it by that? Okay, do you do it by column method? Oh, interesting. All right, so yeah, it's weird. It's just kind of a choice. It's however your parents taught you or how you just kind of learned it when you were younger. All right, so now column method, same exact style. Okay, 88 times 25. And so if you've never done this before, this is one where it takes practice. You have to get good at what I'm about to do. Okay, so how column method works, if you've never seen this before. You start with the 5, and you multiply that to each of the numbers on top, and you write that answer down. Then what we'll do is we'll go below it, and we're going to do the 2's. That's what we're going to do. So we do that second, okay, because it's the second number. Okay, what is 5 times 8? 40. So you're going to start with a 0, carry the 4 to the next column. Okay, 5 times 8 again is 40, and we have to add the number I carried over. So that's 44, so I'm going to put that there. That's how it works. Okay, now, I'm done with the 5. I'm going to cross it out. Get rid of that number. And now I'm going to start with the 2. Okay, question?
Actually, I'm just gonna wait until you.
Okay, so now, I'm going to go into the next column, the 2. Okay, now to do that, I have to go over one spot to get to the 2, right? So I need to fill in a ghost number here. This number's not technically there. It's a 0, it's a ghost term because I'm skipping over the 5, so I have to put that blank spot that I'm skipping over now. Okay, 2 times 8.
16.
16, carry 6, carry the 1. 2 times 8.
16.
16 plus the 1. 17. That's how it works, and there's no other numbers over there. That's how it works. The ghost term is because I skipped over the 5, that's where I have to start, to skip over. Now at this point, how this works, you just add straight down. This is how this process works. 0 plus 0. 4 plus 6. 10. That's 10, carry a 1. That's 5 plus 7, that's a 12. Carry a 1, that's a 2. You see how you get the same exact answer. It requires multiplying and adding. That's why we had to do both. Okay, now let's try this with a pickup stick. I don't know how this is going to work. This could be insane. Alright, pickup sticks. 88 plus 20. Oh my goodness, that 8's are going to kill me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's put a gap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, do we understand the 88? There's 8 and 8 pickup sticks. Alright, now going down, I have 25. I'll try to pick a different color. So here's 2. There's 2, and now here's the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Alright, and I gotta make these tails a little bit longer. Yikes. Okay, so how this works for pickup sticks. This is the way that I remember learning it. Okay? There's 4 spots here. There's literally 4 spots. So technically it might be a 4-digit number. That's how I've always learned it. How this works. This corner is going to be the back number, wherever these cross hatchings meet. That'll be this number back here. These 2 columns, the ones in the middle, the ones that are diagonal, kind of like your lattice method, those are going to add together to be the next 2 numbers basically, because it's going to be probably a 2-digit number. There's a lot of cross hatchings. And this number here is going to be the front number. It's going to be the number out front. That's just how it works. And anytime you get to a 2-digit number, it carries over to the next column. So if this turns out to be a 2-digit number, which I'm guaranteeing it will, that number will carry over to here, and we're going to add all those crosshatches together. Okay, that's how this works. Let's see if this works. So I have no idea. I haven't done this forever. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. That's 40. So it's going to end in a 0. We have to carry a 4 to the next column over. Yikes. Okay, so now I'm going to take the 4, add it to all of these. So I'm going to start with 4, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. Carry the 6. Whoa. And now we're on the last ones. So we're at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Amen. Works every time. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Okay, question.
Okay, so last year Mrs. Stephanie taught us.
What?
Mrs. Stephanie taught us because she wanted to do
Just
column.
method,
the
which
column
got
method.
Okay.
She called it the
turtle.
turtle method. Because so you add the 5 and the 8,
Yeah.
and then the 8 and the 5 diagonal, and then so you're done. So you cross the 5 out and drop a little egg down.
Oh.
So 0.
Okay.
And then you go across.
Clever. Alright, I like it. I might have to use that. Alright, because I have a turtle method that's something different. I like it. Alright. Do we feel comfortable with this stuff now? Come back. We might do 1 or 2 more before we practice. I might do the pickup stick idea. I'll try the lattice and the column method, turtle method, whatever you want to call it. We'll try maybe 1 more of those, and then we'll be done. Alright, we can go to lunch. Alright. So, before lunch we were talking about how to multiply. On that particular problem, I showed you the lattice method, I showed you column, I showed you how to do it with the pickup stick idea, the more visual person. But remember, what does 88 times 25 actually mean? Like, we're coming back to this idea over here. 88 times 25 means, well, there's 2 ways to think about it. You're going to add 88 25 times. 25 of them. That's what you're meaning. Well, that's a lot of adding with your fingers and stuff. I wouldn't want to do that. That's why it's easier if you can do one of those 2 methods. That's the idea. Okay, any questions so far on multiplying? I know for some of you it's difficult to getting the strategy down. I don't care which one you like, whatever one you're good at. Okay, I want the one that you're comfortable with, the one where you can be consistent, you get the right answer each time. Okay, I want to do 1 more, and then we're done for the day, and I'll let you work on that homework. The page 10, page 13, the stuff that was due tomorrow. That's just adding and subtracting. That's all it is. Okay, so let's do 1 more example. Let's do a 3-digit number now. 3-digit number, and we can take that times a 2-digit number. We'll keep it smaller today. So, any numbers, I want a 3-digit number, please. 3 digits.
235.
235? Alright, 235. And another one, please? 2 digits now.
25,
25. Alright, or 25, sorry. We had quick draws. Alright, so 235 and a 25. So again, what this literally means, I'm taking 235, adding it to itself 25 times, adding 235 plus 235, blah, blah, blah. Or the other way to think of it, 25 adding it to itself 235 times. Wouldn't want to do that. So that's why we want to do this column method or lattice. We'll do lattice first. So the 235, that means I'm going to have 3 boxes going this way. And there's my 3 boxes. And we're going to have 2 boxes going down for the 25. Now again, how this works, you draw diagonal lines. This is how it works. Okay. Now I can fill in the numbers, the 2, the 3, the 5, and the 25. It's just how it works. Then, if you're doing it by lattice, it's pretty easy. You just worry about what box you're sitting in. So when you're doing the 2 times 5, that 2-digit number will sit here. When you do 3 times 2, that number will sit here. And then 2 times 2, that number sits here. Okay? What's 5 times 2? 10. Easy enough. 2-digit number. 3 times 2? 6. 0, 6. Or that's right. 6 is a 2-digit. 2 times 2?
4.
4. Alright. Any questions so far? I know I went really fast. I'm sorry. Okay, let's keep going. Let's go to the second row now. 5 times 5.
22.
Say again? 25, thank you. Thought I heard it wrong. Alright. 3 times 5?
15.
15. And 2 times 5?
10.
10. Alright. So that row had a lot of 2-digit numbers now. 5 times 5, and 3 times 5, and 2 times 5. And then what you do is you just add diagonally. You add where those diagonals meet, and if it's a 2-digit number, it carries over. Okay, the first one's a 5, so that's easy. 0, 2, and a 5, that makes 7. Go to the next column, that's 7 plus 1, that's what, 8. 4 plus 1, that's 5, and then we have the 0 out front. And so this number turned out to be, if I just write these numbers down in order, 5, 8, 7, 5. So 5,875. Okay. Any questions with how I did it? Did I do anything wrong? Okay, good. You always got to double check me. I'll make mistakes. I'm not perfect. Alright, now let's do it by the column method or turtle method. I think that's what Stefan's used. Okay, 235 times 25. Okay, now what number am I going to start with? Yeah, you start with the back number, right? You start with the 5 in the back on the bottom. So I'm going to start with this number here. Once I'm done with that number, doing everything to the top, then I'll start the second row. And I'll work with the 2 then. Alright, so 5 times 5, that's 25, carry the 2. 5 times 3 is 15, that's 5 times 3, and then I'm going to have to add the 2, so that makes 17, carry the 1. 5 times 2 is 10, add the 1, that's 11. And I don't have to carry any more numbers. Now, I'm going to erase this, and I'm going to get rid of this number now, because I'm done with the 5. And that means I have to put a little, like, I guess you guys call it an egg. I call it like a ghost term. It's a guard dog when I was in school. I remember calling it that. So that's because I'm skipping over the 5 I crossed out. Now I'm going to start with the 2 now and do the exact same math. So I'm going to color code here. So now I'm going to start with the 2 and work my way through the top. 2 times 5 is a 10, carry the 1. 2 times 3 is 6, plus the 1 is 7, and then 2 times 2 is 4. And now at this point, now I have my numbers, and now I can add straight down. And hopefully this matches up and it looks like it's going to be the same answer. So that's 5, that's a 7, this adds up to be 8, this adds up to be a 5, and that's your answer, 5,875, which is the same as we got right there. It's actually the same math. You can actually see those digits. They're still in there. I mean, those numbers are literally still written in there when you're going across. Some people can't see that, but they are still there. So, all right. Any other questions with any of this stuff? What we've done so far? Okay, I'm done there. You have the rest of the time if you want today to work on page 10, page 13. As you guys are working, I'm going to hand back the old assignments that we've already turned in last week. I'm going to hand them back. They're graded. Here's what I recommend. Always hold on to the assignment that I'm going to hand back to you. You can always make fixes, put it on a separate sheet of paper, staple it to it, turn it back in, I regrade it. And maybe I forgot to enter it in the grade book. Like I'm handing it back to you, but I forgot to enter it in the grade book. You still have it. You can hand it back to me and say, Word, it says it's missing, but you graded it like a week ago. Oh, okay. So I'm going to hand these back. So again, don't throw them away right away. Hold on to them in case I made a mistake. But here you go. If you made any mistakes, make fixes on the ones that you didn't get right. I usually make a cross out on something you got wrong. You should be getting 2 of them right now. You should be getting 2 different papers. So if you don't get 2 back, that means you're missing 1. That means you still owe me something. Alright, so it looks like Beth, you still owe me 1. I don't know which one it is. So is it page 4, page 2? It's been page 4, page 6. Yes, that one. That's the one you told me from last week. Alright, great. So, alright, there we go. If you you made any mistakes on there, you can always make fixes, turn it back in, I regrade it. So, the rest of the time is yours. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask. Okay, I know if you got it done, you can turn it in. I know some people are reading on that, that's great.
Cool. Did you write the page number for this one?
Which one?
The assignment.
Page 2 or page 4? I don't know which one
This
is
one?
that. That one might be
Page
page
4.
2. That's page 2 stuff. That's the problem with not putting all the stuff at the top. You don't know what assignment it was.
I'm not sure, what page 7 exercise D, was that even odds or all of them?
It was all 1 through 8. Yep. Yeah, that was each.
What's today's date?
It is the 6th.
Oh.
And it's this one. Turn around to the hundreds place. So this is not confused on too. So the hundreds place is in front of that 4. So right now it's a 0. So then if you look at the 4, does that tell you round up or round down?
Round down.
It's just 0.
I thought if the next one was bigger, then you round up.
Yeah, but since it's the hundreds place, it's kind of tricky because it doesn't actually have round in the hundreds place right now. So you would actually look at your
said it like 8 times, and I put it on the board.
Forgot their book here.
That's alright.
That's okay.
Yeah, I put it over here on the table.
Mom, I have great news. You're pregnant.
Yes.
Same.
Congratulations. I think we're gonna
Yeah.
Hopefully it's due tomorrow.
I got some left still. Hey, do Wednesday after the book, so I'm good.
I didn't die in my performance.
Who fell? Who's the one that bandit fell?
I didn't fall. But I'm like,
No, who's the one that bandit did though? What? I know who it is. So what? We're doing the. I know who it is. What? I know who it is.
Yeah, I know, I did.
Chris Green.
Oh, I see it.
He's gonna be.
Right, you in yet?
What?
You in yet?
No. This is gonna be awesome.
Who's white?
I'm white.
That's a bold move, guys.
Hey Carly, I can tell you a secret.
Yeah.
You guys wanna know my secret?
I told him I was gonna tell you.
What?
Truly.
I'm sunburned really bad.
Yeah, one second. No regrets right there.
That should be all of your regrets. Like,
Have you ever done that? I'm going to. No. It's already set.
You ever done that? Someone tried kicking you, you grabbed a leg. This is so fake.
What's wrong?
You can switch spots with you.
Take it over and back.
You
So
decide.
fake.
And then there's any taste.
So fake.
What's wrong with
okay,
you?
bye.
Far above the net.
I don't know if you know.
Hey, you gotta know the secret to do it.
Are you?
Yes. Oh, that's
Angles. We're learning out. Angles now?
I don't want it.
Did it?
Wait, was our father's today or
Oh, Wednesday. I would agree, honestly. I've been missing about that.
Don't touch my ankle.
And I would say, boss.
Oh, yeah, I'll make you eat. But, and I'll make sure you eat them too.
Yeah, buddy.
I want to ask you, but I'm so we're dating.
If Gracie goes,
Okay, hey.
you better be.
Hey, hey, we have a bunch of stuff to get through today. Just so you have some time to work. Homework, page 31, that is due tomorrow. Make sure you're working on that. That is due tomorrow. I had that on the board last week. It's due tomorrow, September 7th. So that means you have some time to work. You got a pass for me? That's 10 minutes you got with me then.
Sorry.
So, all right. Okay, all right. So, next, book. Who has not checked out a book yet? Anyone not get a book? You need to go to get a book from the back if you have not checked one out. Okay, anyone else? You know, if you have one in your locker at home, you don't get one, but okay. So Ty's the only one? Okay, all right.